Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we got some interesting new info for Arc Raiders. Courtesy of the community manager for Embark, we ended up getting some new details on when to expect our next major content update. That, of course, being the Shrouded Sky update that was previewed on their roadmap a little while back. We also got new details on how Embark plans to deal with unfair play moving forward. Things regarding cheating, exploits, glitching, things of that nature. Let's start first with this report from Arc Raiders News detailing the new announcement that Embark gave out this morning, saying that this week there's not going to be any specific game update. There will also be no store rotation this week either. Bit of a bummer if you were looking forward to new cosmetics. Instead, though, we've got our next major content update dropping next week. Embark Austin, the community manager, ended up saying, attention Raiders, this week there will be no major game update or a store rotation, but stay tuned for Shrouded Sky coming next week. So it's now officially confirmed our next major content update will be happening next week, presumably on the 24th alongside the seasonal reset. We will be sharing some news later on today, though. Keep an eye on this channel. We now have that news that we'll get to in just a moment, but first up, a little highlight of what is to come with the Shrouded Sky update. So of course we got our escalation roadmap a little while back, and we have the full details on what to expect with Shrouded Sky dropping next week. And there's actually quite a bit coming with this update. So in terms of content, we've got a new map condition coming. It looks like it's a windy icon, so might have something to do there. Maybe it's going to be just ultra windy and that'll affect your bullets and something. Maybe it'll affect audio. Who knows? We'll get the full details obviously in the next few days. There will be a new arc threat. Very curious to see what happens there. A new player project to complete, a new raider deck to go through and unlock, map update, which is particularly interesting as well because later on in this they say there's going to be a full-on new map. So there's a difference between new map and map update. So really curious to get the details on there, and a new expedition window as well there. So Shrouded Sky is going to be a pretty significant update, it would seem, and that is coming now, officially confirmed next week. And for what it's worth, because we've seen it happen every time we've gotten a major content update, this will likely be associated with a full-on title update, which means once Shrouded Sky is fully live, we'll also probably have some general gameplay adjustments, bug fixes, other updates like that in full patch notes that we'll be covering at a later date. But that's not all for Embark's new announcements as of today. We ended up getting this new blog post from them, an update on recent exploits and corrective actions, basically how they're going to be addressing cheating, glitching, and exploiting moving forward. And keep in mind, as we're going through all the news and updates here today, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It's a great way to let me know you guys want to see more Arc Raiders coverage here on the channel. And if you're new here, you want to stay up to date with all the major updates and news for Arc Raiders, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But in this new blog, they say, Raiders, earlier this week, we said that we would return with some more information once our investigation into recent exploits was complete. A lot of this really being about the duplication glitches that have been going crazy in game. People duplicating high tier loot, high value loot like the ducks. I've seen clips of like literally thousands of ducks plastered across Bird City, so players could pick those up and sell them for insane amounts of money and boost up their overall currency there. That investigation has now concluded. Thank you for your patience while we took the time to do this properly. Though these exploits stemmed from a design flaw on our part, the way they were used had a real impact on the game's economy and the way the community experienced Arc Raiders. It's on us to address that and work to restore balance. Over the course of the next week, we will begin issuing enforcement actions to accounts that we can confirm took advantage of these exploits. So if you've been doing duplication glitches, whether it be to sell things to make more money or to get high tier loot, there's a good chance you could have an impact on your account now in the near future. They say why this took time. We understand the desire for fast action, especially when both gameplay and the economy suffers. At the same time, our responsibility is and must be to act with fairness and accuracy. When we take action on player accounts, we do it based on what we can define, prove, and stand behind. In practice, that includes validating reports against data, confirming exploit usage, scope, and effect. So did you just do an exploit one time? Did you get anything out of it? Were you spamming it every single game and completely creating a massive disadvantage for other players or boosting your economy? Or what was the situation there? They're separating accidental and edge case behaviors from repeated and intentional use. You might fall into a glitch spot on the map and it's like, well, I didn't try and get here, or are you intentionally going back the same route every single game on Bluegate to get into a wall breach? Like, what's the vibe there? They're also assessing the measurable impact on the economy and competitive integrity. So they say we want to act once with intention and with confidence that we're doing this right. This is the first time we've handled an incident of this nature at such scale in Arc Raiders. Rather than rushing, we chose to take the time needed to fully understand the situation and make sure our response was consistent with our values and expectations. So what's going to be happening moving forward to cheaters, exploiters, glitches, anyone abusing the rules here in Arc? They say we're going to be taking action based on severity, intent, frequency, and impact. Outcomes will vary, but actions include warnings for low severity cases where abuse was limited. If you've only done an exploit a couple of times, maybe you accidentally did it, but then you were intentionally abusing it, beyond that, they're going to give you an account warning, basically. You'll have removal of coins tied to exploit activity. So if you happen to make a ton of money off of selling 10 billion rubber ducks, they're going to know that and they're going to take away that money. There also is going to be suspensions for severe cases, particularly where exploit usage had significant impact on the in-game economy or other player experiences. If you were wall breaching to kill players a ton, if you were doing massive exploits to boost up your money, whatever the case is, there will be full-on suspensions. We've seen previously how they've sort of addressed cheating in some situations is giving confirmed cheaters a month-long suspension, and it's temporary at first and then they get a second chance. I personally disagree with that. If you're cheating, I think you should just be out right then and there. No second chances. You know what you're doing. But for this, temporary suspensions seem to be the starting point. It might be a few weeks, maybe a month, and then beyond that, if they have to take additional action, it's probably going to be more severe. Our goal is to keep the game fair for everyone, and that means holding all players to the same standard moving forward. So what are they going to do in the future now? It's our hope that this response provides a platform for future action. And we've already improved our detection and tracking, internal review tools, and safeguards to limit the impact of similar exploits. We take this incident seriously, and we're approaching it both as a corrective effort and as a learning opportunity to strengthen the systems that support fair play. We're going to keep monitoring for confirmed exploits, and we'll take action appropriately, fairly, and consistently. If you run into issues, feel free to report them. Thanks to everyone who reported all of these issues. So an official stance now on exploiting and glitching in game, even if you're not full on cheating like wall hacking, aimbotting, doing insane things like that. If you are doing various different exploits in game, there will now be much more strict punishments and action taken on those accounts. So that plus news of our next major content update next week. Certainly some good news all around, I would say. That said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, you want to ensure you're up to date with the latest and greatest in Arc Raiders, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.